you know, we have the line lined up, so let's, you know, shoot.
What?
Okay,
I'm like scared. I'm like, okay.
No, you know, just,
So, how do you guys like plan like meetups with fans and stuff like that?
Great question. Great question. Makes sense. You guys similar? How do you do that?
Yeah, we're pretty similar. We like to do basically wherever we are. We usually try and do a meet and greet. It's been a little while because we've been so busy, but a lot of the time we'll do what we call like flash meetups where we'll post like a couple hours before. That way, because I just feel like we can meet, at least if we're meeting like 20 of you, then that's like still worth it. So we do like flash meetups, or sometimes we'll really like get with a brand and we'll find a place and we'll plan it, and it'll be planned for months, and people will know about it. Like it just kind of depends pretty much on your mood. Like sometimes you're like yes, and then sometimes you're like let's just do a flash meetup in the mall, or just like random stuff like that.
The Snapchat was very true. That's dangerous sometimes. You see, like you forget that you Snapchat, and then like you walk out of the building, there's like 30 people, and you're just like,
yeah, that's so accurate. We were at Chick-fil-A one time.
That is so accurate. It happens.
What they're saying is you got to be careful not to. If you're at Chick-fil-A, don't
post.
Okay. Next, right there in the front.
Where's Zach? I love you so much.
I love you too.
How do you guys deal with the negative comments, like the hate?
Good question. Brooklyn Bell, would you concur?
Yeah, we really try to keep our our community really positive. We make sure that we're not negative to commenters that are negative. Like you don't fight fire with fire, and especially since a lot of negative stuff spurs from insecurities of like an individual. Maybe they're trying to like build themselves up by bringing you down. So you definitely don't want to make that worse for them. So you just come back something like, oh, I'm sorry that you're having to I'm sorry, or like, oh, I love you so much. Like I hope you're digging, or anything like just positive attitude. And it definitely we've seen a difference in our audience. Like our audience even is starting to if there are negative commenters, instead of hating on them and pushing them away, they'll be like, well, why don't we just be friends, or why don't we just creating a positive community. It's definitely about being positive yourself, I think.
Hashtag positivity.
Yes.
Okay, next.
So, if you guys are going to college, are you still gonna do your YouTube and are you gonna post?
So her question is, what are your college plans, and if you've thought about that, and then how are you going to manage that with YouTube?
You asked the hard question, and you are a very small individual.
That was a good one.
You see, we really want to go to college. That is something we want to do in our future. It's important to have an education. Oh, thank you, mother back there. And dad. Yes, we want to go to college. Education is important, and I know that sounds cheesy and it sounds like something parents will always tell you, but it's actually true. It determines your future. But we just don't know when. So we are going into our senior year next year, and yes, we go to normal school, so we will be dealing with that and figuring out all of our college plans. And as of right now, we are touring college campuses, but we do want to try and continue our YouTube channel as we go into college. It will get busy, but we will do it because we love our viewers and we love the lifestyle that we have when it comes to
We'll probably go to the same college,
and just make sure you don't take any classes on Wednesday at 4 Central.
Yes, no kidding. Yes, we will just have to find a way to work around it. But yes, college is a thing, and YouTube will be a thing when we go.
If you could choose one social media for the rest of your life, I guess, which one would you choose and why?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Great question. So what they're saying is Brooklyn Bailey, or I think I know it, one social media, the rest only pick one. What would you say?
YouTube.
Yeah, definitely YouTube.
Zach?
Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah, almost at a million when I say YouTube.
Right, YouTube.
Can't stop now.
So, next.
Who is the person that inspires you to do what you do?
My mom had a channel, and we were it was a blog for a long time, and it kind of developed to a channel, and then we started our own channel after that, and now we are running we have a bunch of channels with our whole family, so it's more of a family business for us. Everybody's involved, everybody has a job. It's gotten to the point where we're doing so many projects and stuff that we do have people helping, managers, and we have people at home with the creative, but my dad still helps film our videos. We'll film our own videos. My sister will help film. She'll take pictures of us. It's just everybody has a job, and everybody kind of just does what needs to be done. So yeah, we do have help And it's mostly just from the family though. Yeah, we don't have anyone writing scripts because we don't script our videos. And for like camera stuff, it's mostly just family members filming. We just learned over time how to work the camera, especially my dad and my mom. They really helped with that one, and then they taught us, and so we were able to film our own videos. And it's just mostly a family thing. Honestly, you just kind of have to commit and learn yourself. And if it's just one person doing it, then it might have to be one person doing it for a little while until things become overwhelming, and then you really need to branch out and get help. But yeah, it could be one person or it could be many, depending on the size, depending on the time, depending on the age.
Do you guys have just what marches work for you? I know you said you had the makeup.
Yes, we're working on it right now. So if we had to pick one, does makeup count? Like honestly, mascaras, like we love
That's
mascara.
our priority right now.
Yeah. So.
Cool. A few more questions. Next.
Hi, thanks for being here. And so my question for you as young YouTube creators and also in YouTube is, what would you like the platform to do differently so that more young creators could be on the platform and do what you do? Like what are the biggest issues you had that you didn't realize while creating content, and what would you like to see different?
Great question. So the question was like, what could the platforms do better for you? Let's go down. So YouTube, what could YouTube, I mean, whatever platform you want, what could the platforms do better? What could they do for you guys?
I think that's kind of a hard one to answer. It's just a learning process for sure. I think there could be ways to make it easier for a younger person to learn the ins and outs of the whole YouTube world. It gets really complicated on the back end. So I think there are ways to make that simpler, but honestly it's just something you have to learn if you're gonna join the world of YouTube. You just kind of have to learn to navigate it on your own. I feel like YouTube as like YouTube people, maybe taking younger creators more seriously. I feel like some people are like, oh, you're just 12. Yeah, you're not, like, this isn't what you want to do. This is just a hobby. You know, I feel like taking them more seriously, maybe like treating them like adults and talking to them like adults, and you know, even if they may not know every in and out of YouTube, you know, maybe teaching them and like, you know, just that kind of thing. I feel like that might be better at like events like this, better for younger creators to feel more like inspired and less like, you know, intimidated by all of the older people that might be on the community.
That's a
Yeah, great question. Next. Thank you.
So like before I even ask my question, I just want to say I like look up to all you guys, especially Zach, because you're like super funny and goofy. So.
Hey, appreciate that, boy.
So, quick thing. So about 2 months ago, I started taking Snapchat like really seriously because a lot of people like liked my stories. I'm not sure why, but they just do.
You're just really cool.
Thank you. You are too. And I'm growing like pretty quickly on there, and even though there's like a bunch of fans and supporters, there's like so many haters, and like the hate's like really like getting to me like sometimes, and it like puts like people down. So I'm just wondering like, how do you guys like deal with the hate?
I think in that situation you have to just remember that you like Zach said earlier, you have to focus on the positive and not so much the negative, which is difficult. Like it's really hard because you kind of have to grow a thick skin and remember that that's not what is important, and you know those things aren't true, and that you know the positive, you really have to focus on the positive. It's all about like your attitude, because if you read those comments and let them get to you, it will get to you. So you have to just remember to like keep a positive air about it, and try to promote the positivity as well, so that others see that, and you know maybe the haters will stop because they feel uncomfortable in situations.
Thanks for the question. Next.
So first, I love you, Zach. Happy birthday! I'm going to your meet and greet tomorrow. But also, how do you guys come up with the ideas for your music?
We try to, we're more new to the music industry, but we try to just keep our, like, the music and the subject of the music very, like, relatable to, like, you know, kids our age. So we, like, sing about, like, young love, you know, and all that kind of stuff that everybody kind of, like, you know, always sings about, but just being, like, relatable and, you know, relating it to our lives. Like, in our music video for our second single, Simple Things, like, we use our real boyfriends in the filming of it, like, things that people understand and know about us, and will understand, be relatable to other teenagers or, you know, adults around the world as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, another question.
She said that short.
I love you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
And what mascara do you guys use? Because it's so pretty, like. And is it ever hard to figure out what you're gonna do in your videos?
So her question was, if you guys know, what mascara does Brooklyn and Bell use?
Yes.
And is it ever hard to come up with content ideas for videos?
We get the first question a lot, and that's why we're making our own mascara. So as of right now, we
are using a prototype of our
own mascara. So what you see us wearing is what we will be producing.
Yes.
So just watch for that, and you can find it later. But for the content on our videos, we just mostly base it off of what's happening in our life. Kind of like Zach said, he just bases it off of himself and what he's doing. And because we are normal teenagers and we try and make our life as normal as possible, it also relates to all the other teenage girls
braces,
out there.
wisdom teeth, dating, all the kinds of stuff everybody goes through.
Do's and don'ts, driving, like, goodness sake, driving, that's a thing. Like, oh my goodness. So we just try and base all of our videos around things that happen for everyone and make it as relatable as possible, which is really easy because we can just base our videos off of life.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, I know there has been some rivalry on YouTube, but have you guys ever been jealous of a more popular YouTuber, and do you have any funny stories about it?
Interesting question. So she said, do you guys ever get into rivalries or battles with other competition or jealousy of YouTubers, and any funny stories?
I don't think competition is necessarily the right word, because it's like, I get that everybody has a different amount of followers and you're fighting for those followers, but in reality the only difference between you and another person who may have more subscribers from you is a click of a button. Like the 8 billion people in the world, or 8 billion people in the world, they could all click a button 10 billion times and give every YouTuber an equal amount of followers. It's not really competition. It's more about just focusing on yourself and making sure you're doing your best and then growing on your own. I don't know if I've ever really been jealous of another creator, but I definitely have seen things like Zach said that other creators are doing that I'm like, oh, we should do that, or oh, we should try this trend, or oh, that kind of thing.
2 more questions before we break for lunch. So, what's your question?
Hi, Brooklyn and Bailey. I love you guys so much.
Hi!
But do you guys have any advice for people who want to start a YouTube channel, or how to keep your ideas or your content interesting and eye-opening and stuff like that?
Yes.
I think we've said this earlier, everybody on the panel may have mentioned this, but just being yourself, even if you're really into Pokemon or something, just if you want to talk about that, talk about it. You will find people who will relate to you, and then your audience will be a much more genuine and happy place because you're just being yourself. I feel like people can tell if you're trying to fake a video or push or create content that isn't really you. So I would just try to keep that more authentic and just have fun, and people will see that you're having fun and they'll want to watch more of your videos.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
This is the last question.
Hi, Zach, I wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you.
I was wondering, since a lot of you guys are YouTubers, is it more fun of doing collabs rather than doing it by yourself, or is it fun of doing it by yourself than collabs?
Yeah.
That's a hard question.
I am a total people person. I love talking to people, so filming with others is really fun. Luckily, I have a partner, so I'm always filming with another person. But with collabs and stuff, they can just be really fun and goofy just because you're with another creator, so you can relate on that. And then it
definitely depends on who you're collabing with, because it can be, sometimes you'll go into collabs and you'll have talked a couple of times, but then you get to their house and it's kind of uncomfortable. Yeah, or sometimes you'll go and it's the most fun you've ever had when you're just laughing the whole time. It depends on who you're collabing with. But Bailey and I are always having fun because we always have each other to play off of,
goof off,
laugh at. Yeah.
Do you want to thank your fans, but maybe where they can, learn more about you, or anything, if you want any news to announce? So I wanted to give you guys a chance just to close it out with a little, Brooklyn and Bailey. What do you want to close out with?
I just want to say thank you to everybody who is supporting all of us. You make what we do possible, and I just wish I could give every single one of my followers a ginormous hug, because honestly, you guys make what we do possible, and I could not be more grateful for everything that y'all do for us, and just being able to do all this creative stuff and showing you guys that, being able to include you in that, and it's we all did this crazy stuff. We just love you guys so much.